chair. This chair is not good. So, I am a bad friend. I will be the first one to admit that I am not a good friend. I am to my wife, obviously, and my brother, mostly. But in general, I am not a good friend. And I realize that. I realize my flaw. So, I grew up with friends. I had people I hung out with, and all throughout different grades and high school, college, things like that. But something that was a little bit different is we moved around a lot as kids. And by a lot, I mean it was like 9 or 10 times, I think, in my lifetime I moved to different houses, different school districts, whatever it might be, different states, even. And something that I learned over the years is like how to make friends, how to start from scratch. Because every time we moved, I'd have to start it from scratch and find friends, kind of like start at the lower level of the social chain and kind of work your way up. Because I definitely was not a popular kid. That wasn't me. I didn't play sports. I skateboarded. I liked cars. I rode BMX bikes. I did that kind of stuff, which I think was kind of normal for the 90s, I want to say, and 2000s. So, but what was interesting is like I kept in touch with my friends, especially because like we had Facebook. Well, we had MySpace, and then we had Facebook. That's how old I am. MySpace. I think I still have a MySpace page. I think I tried to look it up once, like in car domain. I don't know if anybody ever sees that anymore, if that's still a thing, but that used to be a thing where you could post your car pictures and people could like them, and it's like Facebook for cars. Anyways, something that happened was I always had to start making new friends, and I would keep in touch with them, and sometimes I'd even go back. Like in Illinois, I'd go back and see my friends. One of my buddies got married. He was like the first one of us to get married, and he invited me to his wedding, so I went back there, hung out in Chicago for a little bit because I love Chicago. But something that I've always had a problem with, and I think I've just never developed this skill, is how to like maintain a friendship. So like I'll talk to somebody, I'll hang out with them, we'll be like best buds, and then I'll just go dark. Like just completely fell off the face of the earth for like months. And then I'll just pop back up and I'll pick up like a never, kind of like for people in college, you see your college friends, you kind of pick up, like we do that with our cousins. Like we went to the beach with them every summer, and we would pick back up right where we left off every single time. Like I just was down in Texas for my youngest cousin's wedding. He got married over in Fort Worth, and I saw a bunch of my cousins, his brother, and my cousin that's right below me as far as age goes. And we picked up right where we left off. We had a great time. The wedding was fantastic. Texas was awesome. The flights weren't great. I probably wouldn't fly that airline again, but everything else was fantastic. But again, like we even started a text chat group, so we could like stay in communication. Total science. Absolutely nothing's been on there since the wedding. And granted, it could be, not me who initiates it. Somebody else could. They aren't either. But that's kind of always been our relationship, is like we don't talk for months, years, or a year or so. And then we pop back into each other's lives. And that's kind of how it is I've always developed my relationships with people, is like I'll go for long stints of time where I'm not talking to them, and then I'll just start talking to them again. So for people who are close in proximity to me, who like I theoretically could see every day or on the weekends or whatever, I don't do that. In fact, it doesn't even occur to me. Plus, I'd also rather just be doing things that I want to do than hanging out with someone else. I don't know. Maybe that's just being self-centered or selfish. I don't really know. But I don't think I ever developed that skill set of like keeping up with friends, telling friends about like certain things that are going on in my life. Like I do that with my wife, and obviously she's part of my life, so she knows everything that's already going on anyways. But like my brother, sometimes I will. But like generally speaking, other than our immediate family and a couple people outside of our family, we really don't hang out with anybody. And it really hasn't impacted our lives that much, I don't think. Like, we don't go to big parties or anything like that necessarily. We have a lot of family that lives here, but we don't necessarily see them all the time. We'll see them on the weekends. If we're going by their house, or if there's like Labor Day, Memorial Day, Easter, Christmas, those kind of things. Thanksgiving. We'll see them. But other than that, we really don't. And I'm hoping that our kids can develop that skill set, especially since we plan on staying in this house basically forever, and not moving around different states and things like that. Our jobs are both remote, so in theory we could, but like I said, we have a good network. So that in another video, we have a good support network. There really is no reason to move. The area is very nice. The town we live in, I think, was just voted like top 25 places to live in the United States, which, whatever. That's bad for us because people want to move here now. But there's really no reason to leave. So I hope the kids can live in this house, make friends, keep in touch with them, learn how to kind of maintain that relationship a little bit better than myself and even my wife to an extent. She's better at it, but like I just talk to my family. That's more or less it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll develop it more over the years. I used to be a very sociable person, and then work from home happened. And as I made another video, I'm kind of a hermit now. Like, I don't really leave that much, and I don't talk to a ton of people. But I'm okay with that. It doesn't really bother me by any means. I do things like this. I'll go and find a new hobby. I'll work on my car, clean the house, organize things. The house is always a mess anyway, so it always has to be cleaned. There's always something to do. Productive too. Fun, productive, whatever it might be. Go into town, use my new camera, take photos, post those up online. Nobody will look at them, and that's perfectly fine. Doesn't bother me, but I'll get a good photo anyways, and just some time to get used to my camera and things like that. So I completely went off on a tangent there. What was I even? Oh, yeah. I'm a bad friend and who has ADD and completely just went on a tangent and completely forgot about what I was talking about, which is insane. But I also covered that in another video. I do believe by now that is up. But yeah, I'm just a bad friend. I don't mean to be, but I just don't have the skill set to maintain a friendship on a daily basis. Even weekly, it's pretty hard for me. I just don't have that set of skills. And I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better, but it's a slow progress.